Hey Kings and Dragons, Dragon King 551 here, and as promised, we're going to do the Haylijah and Haylijah of it all, why I dislike them, why they're not a good relationship, and frankly, why it's just disturbing, it's disgusting, and everything else. First off, I'm a big shipper of Caroline and Klaus, and I'm a big shipper of Klaus and Haylijah. I like those two. Those are my two top ships for Klaus and top ships. But the problem with it in the originals and TVD is that there are too many love interests for them to potentially get over the hump. For Klaus and Haylijah, Haylijah, Jackson, and Declan, Klaus, Aurora, Caroline, and Cammy. Now, understanding it, it probably would have been awesome to have Klaus and Haylijah as a power couple because they understand each other and they both have similar aspects. Haley's parents abandoned her. Klaus's parents despised him. Klaus's lovers, though. Let me explain this. So this is about Haylijah. Let me explain how these are a couple of things that I saw on fanfiction that someone gave me as information. But it was definitely really good for this video. So this is a couple of reasons why I dislike Haylijah and why I just don't think that they should have worked together. And then obviously we get into the Marcel thing where they just start making out and literally having a sexual sex scene, Haylijah and Haylijah, after Marcel dies. I'm like, what the fuck was that bullshit and stuff? Anyway, Klaus's lovers. He seems to have an obsession with going after the same woman that Klaus has an interest in. Sound familiar? Oh, wait, that's Damon and Stefan the same way with the doppelganger. And I'll talk about the doppelganger in another video explaining how that is manipulative and stuff. He'll manipulate the relationship, causing it to end. Klaus being worse off, thinking he's not worthy of love. That's just straightforward. That's the first thing. Number two, Haylijah views meeting Haylijah in season 1. She's in a vulnerable state due to her unplanned pregnancy. He seems to just want to get into her pants, knowing she's pregnant with his brother's baby. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, dude, chill out. Going still in number 2, he plays tag with Haylijah and Klaus, telling Klaus he and Haylijah can be a family, while also telling Haylijah that he's not to be trusted and will willingly endanger the baby. Like, bro, no, he didn't. He saved Haylijah. Like, even though he cursed Haylijah with the werewolf curse, he technically saved her because Haylijah would not give up the child. So for him playing a chess match with Dahlia and checkmating her as the rightful king and queen by saying, checkmate, bitch, I got you right where I want you, by saving my child's mother and stuff, he got him. He got her and literally saved Haylijah. Delusional. Number 3, delusional. Even though he meets Haylijah pregnant, she's at the time kind of a damsel in distress. He continues to see her that way, and he views her as this innocent, perfect person, which she has never been shown in TVD or any of the shows in the originals. Remember, she's more like Klaus because they have certain similarities and stuff. The other. If you're not a normal vamp, he literally despises you. So this is number 4. I mean, he couldn't fathom when Haylijah became a hybrid. In turn, like Klaus, wolves, or the wolves with Marcel's enhanced vampirism. So he couldn't fathom it. He didn't understand it. He didn't like it unless you were a pure vampire, because he takes after Michael in that. Here, and this continues at 4. He wants absolutely nothing to do with wolves anytime Klaus or Haylijah or any other werewolf would try to bring up the connection. It was like he was sick to his stomach. Witches, he only tolerates them, meaning he needs something, literally, and everything. He killed Marcel in front of the man who loved him like a son and brother. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is another reason why Elijah's bad. 5, noble. Bullshit. Haylijah has never been noble. He's just as bad as his siblings with his awful deeds, but he covers them up with a suit and red door full of secrets. The manipulation he uses. He's fake with nobility, a mask. With his nobility, he's like a white knight. At least people knew Klaus was a monster. He never hid who he was. Haylijah would lie, making himself the victim. And that's completely true. Haylijah would lie and make himself the victim. This is why I just can't see like Haley and them being together. It just doesn't work for me because of all this other bullshit. At least with Klaus, you know up front what you're getting. Sounds kind of like in Cobra Kai with John Kreese, where Terry Silver is the more manipulative side and playing a chess match with you and being this timid type guy, whereas it goes on from there. Now, here we go. I don't care that Cole said to Hope, at the age of 7 years old, she was well adjusted for her age. It's disturbing. It plays bad on your mind no matter what age you are. And, you know, everything else. Now, here's another thing that he did. He compelled Aurora and helped bind Klaus. He's not noble. He's never been noble. He's not helpful. And frankly, the whole entire thing with them, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 17, 25, whatever. If that happens, that's just disturbing for that. Okay, so here we go. More information. So this is from a fanfic that I was watching. It's called the Clearly Fix-It story on Wattpad. But this is some dialogue that this person used. So first off, in the fanfic, it says, to Klaus, in your entire lifetime, you had 3 people that you were able to love. Aurora, who cherished the boy inside you, but was afraid of the monster. Caroline, who changed you, made you see there is more than just your way. Cammy, who completely understood you and made you realize that you can be a better person. What you failed to realize was Haley could have been all 3 of them for you. She saw the kind boy who saved his siblings. She challenged you like no one ever could, taught you to be kind. Being kind doesn't make you weak, Klaus. Those words were engraved in Klaus's mind. Startled to realize that throughout it all, he had truly trusted Haley, believed in her as well as he did himself. He would not be where he is today. He could almost imagine himself with Haley. The way they looked at each other, he knew deep down that the one for him was always the mother of his child, his little wolf. And that is where I personally think that is such a lovable scene with them on how Klaus and Haley could have been such a great thing over Haley and Haylijah. Now, here we go. Klaus changed throughout the seasons. Definitely changed throughout the seasons. Sure, his paranoia and hardness was still there, but he also became more kind, loving towards his family. I think clearly should have happened. Haylijah has never been my favorite. It's always going to be Klaus, Cole, and Bex for me. What Haylijah did to them by compelling Aurora to basically call Klaus a monster, which changed him. Then what Haylijah did to Davina with the help of Freya, I wanted to kill them for that. I really wanted to kill them for that. Then Haylijah ripping out Marcel's heart in front of Klaus. Hello, we're having a private moment here. Why the fuck are you here? Get the fuck out of here. And literally, Klaus could have saved Marcel, and they would have probably been okay, and it probably wouldn't have mattered that he became an original. I hate people who made Haylijah be the great brother when he too was just as much part of Klaus becoming a monster as Esther and Michael. So that's ridiculous. Now, moving into the final thing. The whole Haley believing Haylijah and Tyler that Klaus would use his child's blood to make hybrids when he had no knowledge of it. Furthermore, they wouldn't be under Klaus's control. They would be under Hope's control, or when Haley was still pregnant, under her control. When we get to season 5, Klaus says he used some of Hope's blood from the binding being stopped to create hybrids and find Bex's and the other original bodies to take the hollow out. So in that regard, you know, Haley should have just believed Klaus from the very beginning, because at the end of the day, it wouldn't be under his control. The hybrids would be under Haley's control until Hope is born and older, where she can control them herself. But that's all I got for you guys. So until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. I hope most of my explanation made sense, and I hope you guys understand that this is why I don't like Haley and Haylijah, and Haley and Klaus should have been it for me. But that's all I got for you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. So, guys, this is from Cole's point of view in a fanfiction. I'm not going to talk about everything in this dialogue, but there's just a couple of things that need to be said. So, this is what Cole says. Cole says he's a self-righteous, pompous boar, a beast as much of the rest of us that conceals it in a sharp suit. So yeah, always that like fake thing. And then he says he's so far up Nick's ass, I wonder if he can see the light of day, because he's always chasing his redemption. And then yet he says he has to class himself above Nick or any of us. Who was the one that let Catherine escape? Who was the one that sided with those mystic falls? Who was the one who fucking tried to kill Nick at his unbinding of his curse? And yet you all look at him like he is the savior of our family, or of our humanity. Sorry, it's just really not. I mean, he also held with the binding curse, and then he puts the mantle on a little girl. He puts it on a little girl. He puts it on Hope. Fucking hell, he put that on Hope while she was still in her mother's stomach. Hats off to him for getting Nick to accept Haley in the pregnancy, but pinning Nick's redemption on a baby in the womb? Come on, family. He is fucked. If Nick wanted to redeem himself for Hope, he was going to, with or without Elijah's help. It's just simple. He wanted to be better for his child. He said from the beginning he wanted to be better for his child. And then this is what Cole does. He looked at Rebecca. You always go on about how Nick wouldn't let you do this or that, but Haylijah was just as bad with Nick. Always on him about his behavior. You know, and then he says, Nick's a big boy, smart too when he wants to be. Why invoke a codependent behavior? And if Nick wanted to slaughter, then he did. Haylijah had no control over him. Never in 1,000 years did he have control over Nick. But Haley comes along with Hope. Haylijah falls for her, which we should all acknowledge is just so wrong. Yes, even Cole admits it. And then Haylijah manipulates Nick through Haley and Hope. And because Nick loves Hope, he starts to listen to Haylijah. But Nick wanted to be better for Hope, not because of fucking Haylijah. And then this is what Haylijah says to Cole. You think I am codependent on him? Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is what Klaus says to Cole. And then Cole obviously says it back to Klaus. Fucking yes, Nick. No matter so that these last 9 years in New Orleans, you turned him for a vice always. What did it get you? The mother of your child sided with him. She hated you. How bloody convenient for him. He stuck a dagger in your heart and took you out of the fight against Dahlia. My motives, along with Davina's, were pure. Pure fucking revenge from the both of us. His were insidious, urging Haley to run with the weak husband of hers and take Hope. Are you fucking kidding me? What was a wolf, even with Haley's hybrid gifts, going to do up against 1,000-year-old dark witch? I mean, seriously, literally what were the werewolves going to do? When the most diabolical, cunning hybrid original on the planet and father of that said child was the only one to beat her. So, I mean, literally, he was the only one. And then he says, forget it, Freya. You were brand new to the family. Cole stopped her. You have no idea of the mechanics of this family at the time. You, Beck, always jumped from Nick or Elijah's side. He sneered at her. She glared back at him. I thought Nick was going crazy, she defended. Bullshit, you have seen Nick 1,000 times crazier, Cole rebuked, and he would be at his cunning worst over the safety of his child. I mean, it just straight up disappoints me that how people like to ship Haylijah and Haley together, but Elijah is just manipulating the stuff. And I really love how this person addresses Cole's dialogue and explains how he doesn't even like it. And then I hate to say it, but yeah, he put pressure on Hope to be the fucking redemption of all of them, which was just like, dude, what are we doing here? You put it on a child, an infant from day one. What are we talking about? And it just pissed me off. But that's all I got for you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to stay radical. I got nothing more. Those are my final thoughts on Haley and Haylijah and why I dislike them. And I really like Cole's input on this, so let me know your thoughts on it. All right, guys, one final part with Haley and Haylijah. The stupidity of Klaus and Haley and the whole entire thing with, like, Hope and siring the child and Haley believing, like, Haylijah and Tyler was stupid, because Klaus is one of the strongest strategic mans in the world. It wouldn't work. As Henry was protecting his sire in season 5, Marcel, who's the sire, it's Hope and stuff. They won't be under Klaus's command, so it makes no sense. And even in season 5, he sires hybrids from Hope's blood when she tried to bind herself. So at the end of the day, I found that whole entire thing stupid and dumb with Haylijah and that whole entire thing in season 1. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on the stupidity of Haylijah manipulating Haley and stuff to his gain and everything, and putting a war between Klaus and Haley, even though Klaus wasn't the kindest and stuff. But that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and that's all I got for you. And as the Michelsons always say, always and forever.